I love cheese. One cheese in particular that I have a very hard time finding in my area at least is halloumi, and I found some. So I'm gonna play with it. Halloumi is like a drier cheese, very slightly it melts, but it stays like kind of solid for the most part, which makes it ideal for throwing on the grill or throwing in like a frying pan, and it crisps up and it is so good. It's salty and squeaky and briny. It's delicious. It's like a goat sheep milk cheese. Today I wanted to make one of my favorite things to make when I find halloumi. I'm gonna toss in the pan, crisp it up, and then I'm gonna make some Israeli couscous with some veggies in there. I'm gonna prep everything now so that way when I'm over at the stove I can just cook. Of course, you can do kind of whatever you want with this dish. You can add some vegetables that you might like or just take them away and have the couscous. There is no recipe for this because it's pretty much throw the cheese on the skillet and make the couscous according to the package directions. So it's a very simple dish. So let's do the thing. First, a sweet onion. As I'm chopping these up, I have my little pot here that I'm gonna be using for my couscous. I just have a little bit of olive oil in the bottom there. I'm just gonna throw them in here so that way I can saute up my vegetables, and then I'll be cooking the couscous because I want it all to cook together, but I want these veggies to get a little bit of a head start because it gives them more flavor and they just work better that way. A little bit of broccoli. I have these delicious looking, ooh, they're so good, marinated artichokes. Here are all my vegetables in my little sauce pot. Now for my cheese. I'm gonna prep this up. A lot of times I'll just throw this in the pan like this, but I want as much surface area to touch the pan as possible. I don't know if I wanna cut it in like batons, or maybe I'll do it in cubes and just, I'll do that. I've seen a lot of people actually use this for a meat substitute. So like halloumi burger. Yes, I got my cheese ready, my veggies ready. I'm gonna go get my couscous. Oh, I forgot one more vegetable I wanted to throw in there, cherry tomatoes. I'm just gonna have these real quick. This is Israeli couscous. As you can see, it cooks up like pearls. They're so good. I love this kind of couscous more than the normal kind of couscous, the really fine one. This one tastes a lot better and it's a better texture. So all I'm gonna do is follow the directions on the package to cook these. And instead of water, I like to use chicken stock. So that's something that I like to kind of always do when I'm cooking a grain. I keep on forgetting things. Lemon. I'm going to zest this and juice it because I think that all of this could do very nicely with some lemon. And I think that's it now. Now we can go over to the stove. I've got my pot on like a medium heat, added some salt and pepper. I want to saute these for just a couple minutes just to kind of get the raw off of it. After this is done, I'm gonna put the couscous dry in here and I want to toast that off just for a few minutes. And then when everything's ready, I'll pop my broth in and let this cook away. Now for my halloumi pan. I'm just doing this in a frying pan. I have a little bit of a layer of olive oil in here. And I forgot to mention earlier, but I went ahead and dusted my little halloumi cubes with some za'atar, which is a delicious spice blend. It's got thyme, sumac, oregano, salt, nigella, sesame seeds, I think. It's got the good stuff in there, so I thought that that might go with the flavor profile of this very kind of Mediterranean dish. Once this gets good and hot, I'm gonna plop my cheese in here and fry it up. Ooh, it's sizzling. A couple minutes on each side should do it. I think cutting them into smaller cubes was maybe a mistake. It's melting kind of funky like it normally doesn't. And so now I regret everything. But I mean, it'll still taste good, but that's upsetting. See, it's kind of brown on the other side. That's what you want. I think it's this pan. I'm not a huge fan of these always pans. See, the crunchy good part is sticking. This non-stick is just not good. Oh well, learn from my mistakes. You see, that's a good one right there. Couscous is all done. See how it plumped up like that? Ooh, good stuff. I'm gonna add my lemon zest and juice. No seeds. And that's it, we can plate. Get my janky cheese that my pan just totally killed. But I got some good little pieces. I was able to scrape up a bunch of the yummy crusty parts. This cheese is so good. A little extra lemon zest on top, some flaky sea salt, and you're in business. Look at how good that looks. So simple. Took me like 10 minutes to cook all this and maybe 5 to prep. Now for the best part. I've got to eat it. Is that not a perfect bite? That is so delicious. The cheese is perfect. It's soft, but it's firm. You do not miss the meat in this dish. Because I have such a hard time finding halloumi, I often either just make this with the couscous and the veggies, or I'll just make it with chicken. It's so good, especially in the summer. And with all those veggies in there, you shouldn't feel bad about eating this. And I don't. You should definitely try this though. Make it your own. If you can't find the halloumi, just make it with chicken or just nothing at all. But if you make this with the halloumi and all the veggies in the couscous, it is like the total package, just like you are. And I hope you enjoy.